apartment, believe it or not. But this little, since we had to be here for 2 weeks, I wanted to get this out. There are some things that I brought with me. There's some things, some Tupperware things that are actually in my suitcase that they're so far down. We haven't even opened that suitcase, but this is one of them I wanted to be able to get to. And that is, our coffee carafe. And at home, actually, I don't usually do my cold brew in this. I actually do loose leaf tea. And don't think that this is like, to use Shauna's words, a one-trick pony, because it is not. There are lots of things that you can do with this. And like I said, at home, I use it, I put loose leaf tea in it. But here, one of the things, you can't drink the water here out of the spigot, everything. They give us tons of water. I don't know if you can see this. So they give us tons of water so that we can have water to drink. Well, it gets kind of tiring, and we're not big soda people. So what I have done is I have used our carafe to put fruit in here. And if you've never done that before, or had water that's with cucumbers or with lemons or things like that, this is a great way to do that. And every day they send us with each meal, we get a salad and we get fresh fruit. So I mean, how can we have so much to eat? So what I did was I used our carafe to put watermelon in the filter here. This filter is so fine, it looks like it is one solid piece, but it is not. It is full of holes and it's aerated. So I don't know if you can see in there, I put in some watermelon last night. So now my water is infused with watermelon. So this is just another little way to use this. Now they don't recommend using citrus only because citrus is kind of corrosive, and I guess eventually it would probably take its toll on the filter here, but it's wonderful for other kinds of fruits. So, and I think ginger is another one that they don't highly recommend, again, because of its corrosive nature. But things like cucumbers and, anything else, peaches, oh, delicious. Or you can do like I do, my favorite, I love watermelon, but you can put watermelon and cantaloupe and that sort of thing. Or you can use it for what it was originally designed, and that is cold brew coffee. And in order to do that, again, I'm not sure you can see it, but there are lines here on the filter. And depending upon how strong you like it, you can fill your coffee grounds to here or your coffee grounds to here. And then you put water in your carafe right up here to the neckline. And once it's in here, then your filter fits in perfectly. You allow it to sit overnight, which is what I've done with my watermelon water now. I've allowed it to sit overnight, and then you have delicious, it's a cold brew, however you'd like to do it. Or you can, like me, I'm going to be having the watermelon water all day today. Now, one of the other things that I do too, because at home, like I said, I use a tea, one that Judy recommended, and it's a blueberry loose tea that is absolutely delicious. But unlike Judy, I put a little bit of sugar in it, and it doesn't take much. But what I'll do is I'll put maybe this much water in the bottom, then add a couple tablespoons of sugar, and then I'll swish it around like this. Eventually the sugar will evaporate, then I fill it up. So now I'm automatically, whatever I put in it now is my water will be just slightly sweetened. So that is another way so you're not stirring and after it's cold and that kind of thing. It's another great way to make sure that your sugar is all blended before you put it in there. And at home, that's what I do with my blueberry tea. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I'll take this, and then, of course, normally you would have a nice Tupperware glass, but to make it a little more festive, I'm going to put my watermelon in here, and then open a nice can of ginger ale, and then you'd add your ginger ale, and this will give it a little bit of fizz, add a little bit of special to it. And now you're going to have something that's a little bit more festive. It'll stretch, especially if you're doing is at Easter time, a large event, you have a lot of people coming. Maybe you don't want to have 2 gallons of ginger ale sitting out or soda or whatever, but it's a nice way to make a very refreshing sort of punch. And all you've done, you put the fruit, whatever you like, in the water, and then add your ginger ale. Of course, now if I were at home, I'd probably be using our chip and dip, and I'd be pouring this into the chip and dip container and then adding my my ginger ale. And using our gel ring mold, I would have made an ice ring in there and then put that in the top. And it makes it look very festive. And when you use that ice ring, oh my gosh, you can put mint leaves in there. You can put slices of lemon or lime or what have you. You can put it right in there. And it comes out looking so gorgeous. People are always like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Oh yeah, like that was a really hard thing. But it does make whatever you're doing look very festive. So that's a little thing for maybe Easter, and I hope that you will enjoy it. I know this is something I thought was worth bringing halfway around the world. So if you haven't tried it, do yourself a favor and get one, because there are lots of uses and you'll probably come up with even more than I do. So that's what I have for you. Thank